commentator hat for a minute, I'm open for Lucky to win solely because I want to hear next week it on next week's episode of Lights Out.
That is so crazy. Well, we have 26 Rising's own Cosmos up against Lucky, who we saw take down Carflow early in bracket with this tricky Piranha Plant. And now this is definitely either going to be one of the matchup checks for the Aegis, or you're literally just going to get put in the Piranha Plant win condition. And Mythra, Aegis, one of those characters who kind of suffers from the Cloud Syndrome. So getting Ledge Trap is something you don't want to do, and you really do not want to be losing neutral against this plant.
Lucky is arguably the best pilot of this character in the world, right? Unless we count Spargo's Pocket Piranha Plant. And he is so good, not just at finding, he's not quite as efficient at the setups, especially at ledge play, as a player like Brood from Japan. But what he does have that Brood doesn't is the knowledge to find these scrap situations, right? We've seen him just willing to contest Pyra and Mythra in a CQC range, something you think a character with as low speed, frame data, and no disjoints like Plant just wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, and you really have to be careful with those situations.
He took 7% the whole stock.
Exactly. And Cosmos, you can't go in haphazardly with this character. You really have to pick and choose your battles, especially in these situations, which we've seen Lucky before just use phenomenal movement to get his opponents to just be trapped off the stage, off the Poisonous Breath and those cannonballs as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've seen a lot of, the Patui, that spike ball, as you mentioned. We're not seeing as much Poisonous Breath just because it's really hard to set up a character as fast as Pyra into it, Mythra into it. Pyra, on the other hand, you see it a lot more, and that's really what we've been seeing Lucky do. I love the stalls down low by Aegis with the very short recovery. Can't get out there to edge guard you, and it makes one of Plant's worst weaknesses a little bit better, but they still struggle to get off ledge, and that's where Aegis, as we just saw, shines.
When you have good buttons like that, you definitely want to do them. And Cosmos is one of those people who loves to use S-Smash so much. And now, Cosmos arguably has one of the best advantage states with Mythra in the business, which we almost saw just a fragment of that. But all right, very nice clean conversion, getting the down throw into the uppy. Just get some solid damage on the board. And now, you just have to loop this situation. I know Cosmos likes to pull the trigger here at the ledge, which he tried to go for the Pyra, but you really just have to play that ledge situation.
F-tilt, I've never seen Plant use F-tilt at ledge the way Lucky is. It covers so much space and is so incredibly active. A character like Aegis, who doesn't immediately snap, doesn't really have good tools to contest that. And for Lucky, you can do it on reaction. This has been an incredible piece of play, but mixing up the F-tilt and the neutral air to just lock down Cosmos and Snivy. Are we going to see Lucky take game 1?
We might just. But Cosmos is on the Pyra, and with the Pyra comes the snowball effect of Aegis. You stay on this character for too long, your damage racks up. The percentage only goes up as you tunnel vision more and more into the kill. And it's like, yes, this character has a pretty good X factor, which you can tap into like that. But now, you have to make this next stock so worth it. You have to go the whole extra mile.
Yes, you do. And while Mythra's neutral and advantage state
here we
absolutely do that, you have to be so perfect, right? This is a character that puts you in a vortex like Fox does, not just cutscene combo you 0 to 80 like Falco or O does. And a character like Plant, while not slow, not fast, does have some pretty meaty hitboxes, right? All it takes is one read for Lucky, one overextension from Cosmos to really seal this one away. But by the same token, if we see this Pyra come out, we're also at last hit, last talk.
Yeah, Lucky is just trying to get these interactions, but the foresight coming through. We do a little bit of trolling. We do a little bit of cheating. Oh, my.
And that was a total checkmate situation. Lucky went low because, well, he has to, right? Plant has no real recovery mix-ups. If you go high with up special, you fall so slow on the way down that Pyra can go off, cover low, force you high, and then still get back to ledge, get on stage, and then cover you after the fact. And because of that, Cosmos can cover with that down air. The front half, right, is a full spike all the way through. So if you try and go low and around, he kills you, right, off the bottom. But then, as we saw, the back hit also just sends you at a ridiculous angle. And that move, down air, man.
Yeah.
Pyra down air.
Cosmos really just wrote the high.
That move is OD.
Off the Pyra, the switch into the Mythra to just get a really good situation going, especially to push Lucky down to the corner.
I'm going to say it. Shoutouts to Cosmos for getting a lot more fluid with his switches as of late. He obviously swapped characters for a little bit by trying out that Joker, but mentioned that now that he was also kind of looking to compete in Street Fighter alongside, wants to go back to the Aegis because it's hard to learn a new game and a new character simultaneously.
Exactly.
However, with this Aegis, now that he's kind of gone back to it, we're seeing a lot more fluid switches than before, right? It's not like he's just switching to Pyra when it's kill time.
Yeah, and, you know, the Pyra is coming out in full force right now, and we've seen how MK Leo and Spargos kind of pilot this character. She's like a little... She's kind of like where you can pilot her with really slow moves, but they hit so hard, and you can really like slow down your neutral, the pace of the game, to really get the upper hand on your opponent.
And I like that you mentioned slowing down the neutral because, as you said, right, that's how Leo and Spargo kind of approach this character. Spargo, though, a little bit more, right, he will just explode onto you. Shuton, on the other hand, will constantly change the pace of neutral, so you can never get comfortable, never kind of really catch on to the speed of play. And that's really what we're seeing Cosmos do here, right? He's alternating between very slow neutrals and very fast neutrals, and then once Plant gets to the corner, gets to the ledge, there's just nothing left you can do.
It appears that this is the wake-up game for Cosmos, where Cosmos is clearly tapping into the factor that I love to say, where he can be one of the best players in the world, or, you know, not the greatest.
What just happened there? Did you see that? The Plant's jaw only came out, like clipped through the stage a little bit, and so started and then immediately went back in, and so it didn't actually come out and over and extend fully. Okay, stuck on the Mithra here, not opting to switch, even though it was kill percent, so not going to try and line up the down air one more time. Cosmos has such a lead, he's just willing to play it fundies. However, Plant doesn't get too much off footstool, and so this is just trying to rack up damage. Lucky trying to find a way back into this one, but Snivy, I mean, he's going to need a miracle.
Well, he's a one downer away from the ledge, but still running back the ledge situation. Lucky's going to have to be really careful with how he approaches this. Yeah, still being at the wit's end of Pyra. Cosmos still just showing so much dominance and control at the ledge.
Cosmos' positioning there, too, at the edge of platform is so tricky. Trying to cover roll, cover plat, and everything in between.
You're still going to live.
Yep, gonna live. Plant, I believe the 12th heaviest character in the game now, and even still not gonna matter because Mithra up smash, while not quite as strong as Pyra, still very active and more than strong enough to do the job at 140.
Yeah, also I'm a huge disbeliever in Pyra up B, especially like when it's here and then it's like you go to like the other side of the stage, you're gonna be living.
Promising, well, yeah, but especially on a stage like PS2, which has a low ceiling, but it has very wide side blast zones, so those corners are really far out there. And when you're traveling across the center to the opposite top corner, air dodging out of the top corner blast zone only when you cross center stage. While doing so, you can actually air dodge out of it to live soon.
Now, Ritual, seeing this Battlefield pick, this can be either really bad or really good for Cosmos. Because Lucky really knows how to weaponize platforms as Piranha Plant and get immaculate pressure. We couldn't even see a shield break. But Cosmos, not giving Lucky the time of day, just immediately tacking on that pressure, just hanging around for the uppies to just get so much damage racking already.
I agree with you, Snivy. The Lucky has very, very strong platform conversions, but my response to you originally was going to be congrats to Cosmos on the 3-0 because it's just so hard for Plant to mix up their landing here, right? They're going to go to ledge or to platform, and Mithra is so fast that she can just cover both. Plant doesn't really have great options to kind of fall through platform as a trick or trap other than neutral air, which Mithra can just outspace. And we're really just seeing that Cosmos get to go OD in these advantage states because Lucky can never reset here on Battlefield.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate how, you know, Lucky's still not getting stuck there, but at these interactions on the stage, Piranha Plant's not really able to play like to his prime win condition. Cosmos has been finding his way time and time again from disadvantage, able to just bypass the Piranha Plant ledge trapping. And even when Cosmos tries to recover, Lucky kind of just overshoots it or just like jumps the gun just a little bit.
Great call out there, though, to trap the landing on platform himself. Lucky does give Cosmos a taste of his own medicine and find a way to close the stock out. This one looks close into the percent, but watching the game, all the momentum has been in Cosmos' favor. He's starting to catch on to the Patui timings as well and has consistently managed to find these dash attacks, low profile underneath, and find creative ways out of the platform tech chases with Patui to then shut down anything Lucky wants to get started.
Yeah, tried to go for the down air there, but wasn't able to get in. Now the side B still doing that solid damage and shield, but still, you always got to be careful with Piranha Plant, especially on these plats. You do not want to get trapped by this Piranha, and okay, Cosmos now having the ledge, this is pretty good.
I like the patience on shield there from Lucky. The double empty hop in F smash. He's cooking. Cosmos not ready for it here with Mythro trying. Lucky tried to find a way to call it out, close out with a read, and while he was right, he was just a little early. Snivy, you can see the nerves from both these players here. Cosmos wants a 3-0 bad. You can feel it. Lucky needs another chance, and these players are starting to break down. They're starting to swing and miss. This is a full-on scrap right now.
Yeah, and Cosmos has just been locking down this Piranha plant and shield constantly with the side beast. Lucky does have an opportunity at the ledge, but it just misses. Cosmos still on the Pyra. This could be extremely dangerous if he's not careful. And there you go.
No, Snivy. Oh, no. Cosmos, when it matters most, wasn't able to find a way to eat through the Patui. He lacked a little bit of foresight, you might say. And now the side special finally going to find its mark. The Poison Cloud to boot. Suddenly everything in the world is working for Lucky. Even his ways to get out of the corner. And Cosmos better find a way to close this one fast, Snivy, or we're going to a game 4.
Yeah, we're just seeing him dash attack in and out, in and out. The F tilt still not getting the kill. Cosmos just really needs to get it down there. A down tilt into up air conversion will exactly do it, but Lucky's been so good with his tech chase setups and still just keeping up this pressure.
Did he just roll through twice into grab and ab to find the pressure to push Cosmos to ledge to then get the read on the back air? That was just the most I'm in your head play to close a game I've ever seen. He rolled through and then back through, got the grab after the second roll into the back throw to then read the high recovery mix-up. Like, that
all
was
in a
just
day's work.
With Piranha Plant?
It's all in a day's work, especially if you play Piranha Plant. If you're like a mid-tier, low-tier warrior, you have to be a masterful tactician like that and just get your opponent to bend to your will.
But, like, that's something that doesn't even work online, Snivy. You can both be on Wi-Fi, no Ethernet needed, and it won't work.
We don't care out here. We don't care what's true. We're trying to finesse out here. We're all about the in that zone, in that element gameplay here. And we are going to switch it up, or still staying on the battlefield, and Cosmos still off to a very good starter that we just saw in the opener of the last one.
Yeah, we broke down, right, why both these characters like this stage so much. And Cosmos just saying, hey, I had things starting really well. I just let it slip away from me. If I can play this whole game the way I started the last one, there should be no problems here at all, Snivy. The roll-through jab to get off edge, I feel like Cosmos has not been ready for a single cross-up roll that Lucky's gone for, and there it is working again.
Yeah, Lucky's been so good with a lot of these tech situations, just playing off the jabs, the tilts as well, but Cosmos with an unfortunate overshoot, ate like a little stray from it, but that's okay. As long as he kind of just shuts down the neutral with the dash attack with the F tilts, he's pretty solid, but Lucky has been interrupting those a lot with the Patui.
And we're seeing Cosmos now get really up close with some of these neutral layers, some of these jabs. Yeah, you have the sword range, but what you don't have, Snivy, is a whole lot of conversion potential if you're too far away. So he's forced to come in, be less safe, and that's where Lucky, has been trading with Cosmos on these Patuis. They're finding one to close it out, and once again, rolling through and doing it again. Cosmos whiffing it, but like every single cross-up from Lucky, every single cross-up from Lucky is working. Snivy, he's in Cosmos' head, I'm telling you.
You see, Aegis mains suffer from what I like to call the Green Goblin, where they kind of television to their kill condition, especially staying on the Pyra. Like, I get it. You really want the kill. You really want the kill. And there you got the kill.
Snivy, he finally covered a roll through, but it wasn't even the roll that he caught. It was the jump afterwards. Or I really hope that doesn't disincentivize Lucky from going for it, because it's been working, and it keeps working. He's got a slight % lead here on Cosmos. Yeah, it's 80, and that seems like a lot, but we both know that Aegis very capable of making this back and already having that mark. Snivy, Cosmos just keeping Lucky under the platform would be huge, but Lucky's been so good at these reversal situations.
Yeah, Cosmos is still just looking to get that start to kind of like hold down the fort, rack up the percentage to get him back in his element. And then there, the forward air still keep him at bay. The down air, though, not going to connect, but still, you can hold on to it. But unfortunate overshoot with the grab.
The spot grab, are you serious right now? Are you serious? Lucky putting the exclamation point, Snivy, on that stock on this game. You know he wants this reverse PO, and he is playing like he's gonna get it.
And he almost got the down air off the Patui conversion. That is insane. Lucky is really feeling himself right now, especially against one of the best players in the world, too, and an Aegis pilot like this. This is somebody who's not to be messed with lately.
Well, man, I mean, right now Lucky's trying to put his lights out, so there won't be any lightly messing with Cosmos, finding the neutral air, but not going to be safe on shield, so able to find the grab, get the corner pressure. This is a prime opportunity for Cosmos to find an F-tilt, maybe close it out. Going to look for the grab instead, just reset the situation. And this is good ledge trapping from Cosmos, but it feels like he's playing, you know, not to lose rather than to win. And he's giving Lucky too many opportunities to find 1 hit, 2 hits. That's all Piranha Plant needs to close this game out.
From the frustration of just the dash attacks.
Like,
the
there it
F-tilts
is.
not missing their mark. And like Cosmos still just trying to find his way to get these kills, invade that space from Lucky. And Lucky's like, I'm 1 step ahead, dog. I know where you're going to be. I know you want to rush down me. I know you want to take my stock, but the back airs, they're going to snipe you out.
And I think the word for this set is, the one word to describe this set, Snivy, is volatile. Because we thought, oh my god, is Lucky going to take game 1? Nope. Cosmos brings it back, blows it up. Takes game 2 pretty dominantly. We're like, oh yeah, right? Gonna be a 3-0 probably. Cosmos has really shut down these situations over and over. But then Lucky has just blew him up these last 2 games. However, Cosmos saying, okay, you got them both, but it was both on Battlefield. Yeah, I'm good with platform extensions, but I don't need them. You've been struggling to find ways to land, mix up your landing. I'm just gonna keep you in the air all day long.
This FD pick is kind of terrifying. We know that Aegis is the neutral queen. She loves just holding down the fort, winning a lot of time in these interactions. But Lucky is a player who's really good at turtling, being defensive, and knowing how to find these reversals in these conversions. And immediately just off to the races. 55% and keeping it going. Cosmos just folding right now.
He extended off the
no!
So cool. No! And the arm. No way. He's living that too. The route from both players, the advantage state, Snivy, the route back from Cosmos, they are locked and loaded, but it's still Lucky who's been able to find just 1, 2 extra hits in each of these situations, has found just the slightly cleaner conversions, and has been immaculate with his Patui placement to last at ledge.
It was definitely a Piranha Plant jump scare in there, especially with a dominant combo to start things off. But Cosmos is on the Pyro this time. He can just take a pretty early stock if he manages to hold down the ledge, and the down air might be coming through. No down tilt in the home right now. Lucky just repositioning himself, trying to take down the fort. And Cosmos can't afford to tunnel vision here. Lucky has proved time and time again that he knows how to get these reversals. He knows how to keep these leads.
I like that immediate Patui as well, just a slight air stall, and if they go off for a down air, you'll eat it out with that projectile. Lucky not expected by Cosmos to go in aggressive, right? Able to find the stock, and now he might immediately get put to the ledge. But his falling up airs this game remind me almost how Beast uses Charizard up air, right? He's just falling on you with that arcing hitbox above him. It's fast, right? It covers. There's an air-to-air better than you might think, and Lucky's found so much, but just not able to DI that one properly.
Yeah, and in the scrap, Cosmos manages to find it back here. And now, realizing that things are at stake here, the tensions are getting really tight, Cosmos can't afford to rush things in. He has to kind of slow it down. Take it at his pace, because he's just playing it to the palm of Lucky.
He just tried to find it, drag down Nair into jab. Lucky is feeling himself. I appreciate that whether he's been above or behind, we've seen him playing full confidence, just like with that F smash, trying to find the up tilt reset, but Foresight not going to let you have anything special, Snivy. No frame traps against Mithra, and that could have been Cosmos' window back into it, but Lucky just snuffed out all potential momentum.
Now, we've been seeing how Cosmos is trying to play like the vertical game. He needs to start playing this horizontally. He needs to get Piranha Plant to the ledge and just ledge trap, because Mithra's ledge trapping tools are really strong to where you can just build on the percentage. You can get it stocking up and eventually build to a stock.
Also where he found all his success in the first couple games. Right? He was blowing these stocks up early, mostly not off down air, but off of just ledge trapping. Now gonna find the up throw to close it out, Snivy, and just like that, Lucky is 1 stop away, not just from beating Cosmos, but doing it in a reverse 3-0 fashion. A statement win if he can close it out from this Piranha Plant player.
Yeah, and this is one of the top 8 seeds of the tournament. Definitely up there in the echelon. Was looking to make it out, but Lucky is just going for it all. We've had this situation kind of arise with Big Boss and Lil Yoshi, but now Lucky is the one up to bat against Cosmos.
And I love the way Lucky is throwing out these partially charged Poison Clowns. Not even for the damage over time effect, but just because, Snivy,
Oh my God.
it obscures his option, right? Cosmos literally cannot see what button he's pressing. Back air not going to do it just yet, but Lucky's looking for the read. However, that might cost him on the stock. He gave Cosmos stage control back, and Aegis will make you pay.
Yeah, got the switch up to the down tilt. Lucky now just looking to get in between the nairs, the back airs, looking to sink one on the board to get these reversals. And there you go. We got the back throw. This could be the potential end if Cosmos isn't careful.
No,
but
he looked for it. Bro, full confidence yet again, but Cosmos ready for the second attempt, right? Lucky did it over on the left side last time and closed out the stock with a mix-up off that up smash as well. So Lucky trying to go back to it, not going to find it. Cosmos with huge damage. This could be his opportunity, pushing Lucky to the corner, Snivy, but seeding the ledge for free, able to reset it.
You need this.
He needs to keep him here.
And Lucky is doing really good at keeping up the center.
Oh, no.
Like, he needs to just push Cosmos constantly and constantly to this ledge.
Lucky is getting really nervous. He's trying to swing and close this out. Jab's not going to do it. Push you to ledge, trying to fight against the Patui. F-tilt, not yet. One more hit, Patui at ledge will do it. A random back air will do it.
The pressure in the shield.
I like the reset here. We might see a side special mix-up as well. Or sorry, a down special just to kind of find some
the drag that trade, but Lucky with the upset of the tournament.
Are you
getting
kidding?
off the up throw?
Are you
the crowd popping off entirely. His homie just giving up the good old hug as well. You gotta see this action going on. Good Lord. What is this tournament? What actually is this tournament?
This tournament is insane. In Wave A Top 64, we had Ling beating Mudace. Nine the Peach did a boat with King DDD. Here in Wave B, we have Cosmos going down in a reverse 3-0 to Lucky, the Piranha player, Snivy. This is an OD tournament.
Yep.
I am so glad to be sharing it here with you.
Of course.
Holy mackerel, dude.
If you look at like the entire bracket so far,
What?
it's just been like all the top seeds, they're cursed. They've been all upset. Like Fawn got upset by Deep Blue.